Okay, hi everyone. My name is Anton Livonian. 大家好，我叫李安童. So when I was 7, my mom, my parents decided to enroll me in Murray Hill Chinese School, and the reason because in our house, right, my parents both speak Russian and they speak Armenian. Uh, so those are sort of European languages, and then I also spoke English, right? So those are all sort of European languages, and my mom wanted to challenge me, so she just like dropped me and my brother off at Murray Hill Chinese School and was like, "Have fun." And we were both very very interested, and it has been a wonderful experience from then. So I'm really grateful for everything. Yeah.
你这个李安童是怎么取的？How you come to that name？
李安童是我4年级老师给我的名字，因为我没有了中文名字，所以因为我的英文名字是 Anton，所以安童呃
啊，
是很像Anton 一样。
excellent。所以你觉得学中文很难吗？because European language is totally different. Like
Mhm,
like Chinese is it's more like a pictures, and there's a most
mhm,
difficult part the
yep,
tone. So tell us about
yeah.
how you pick up Chinese. What's your biggest challenge? How you conquer the challenge？你怎么克服这些学中文的困难？
我觉得，我同意。学中文的最难的部分是写字和那个tones，因为如果如果你说英文还是其他欧洲的语言，那些语言没有这些 tones，呃，所以这个呃，为我非常难了。Uh, I guess just like practicing a lot uh especially a lot of my teachers at MHCS, like helped me practice and make sure I got to speak as much Chinese as possible, and that really really helped me with the tones and everything like that. Um, with the characters, I think I was mostly. I mean, it was definitely hard for me, but initially, but I think I got the hang of it because I like math, and sort of there's a lot of geometric patterns in the characters, and I was able to uh I was able to pick a lot of things up, which is actually why for me personally like美商的学那个繁体字 so 因为繁体字 like the traditional characters are more I guess geometric and like I guess beautiful and
对，
represent more accurately what it actually means and square and stuff like that. The simplified ones, they're I don't know, a lot of them don't represent what they actually mean. And for me, I guess I
Oh,
don't really like simplified characters that much.
that's interesting. So
That
you're saying you can see from each character to portray what that means, if I'm understanding correctly.
I mean, uh not I mean not for some of the more complex ones, but the structure and everything sort of makes it much more beautiful, much more really captivating to learn the language. And that's
So so
actually one other
interesting.
thing that I really like about
Yeah,
Meishan.
so interesting. You treat the Chinese like math. That's the first time I heard. So I'm native speaker.
I
So this is definitely the like impressed for me, right? So it's
yeah.
amazing to hear that. I do have a question though. So I have two kids as well, right? I think most people listen to this video will have the same frustration is they may stop learning when they have a frustration. I assume you also have some frustration, or maybe you find something different. You say, "Oh, I love to do that," or is there any learning curve for you to say, "Oh, I want to give up," or maybe that happened to you? You might
Um no
elaborate that. Yeah, go
that
ahead.
that definitely happens, but I think with encouragement both from like the parents and from the teachers as well, it could really go a long way to especially because I think a lot of people, especially if you have like immigrant parents, for example, right? My parents both immigrated to this country. Uh, for example, English is I feel like a lot easier than languages like I don't know, Chinese, Russian, stuff like that. Um, so kids will be at a younger age will be tempted to speak English more. especially because everyone around them speaks it, and that sort of discourages them from learning sort of their or from continuing to speak their native language. And I think if they get like a lot of practice and stuff like and encouragement to, you know, not be afraid to make mistakes and stuff like that, that can really go a long way. Actually, speaking of not making like making mistakes, I think that's just a natural part of the learning process. Like for example, we went last year on a trip to Taiwan, right,
Oh, you
with my
did.
family.
Oh, you
Yeah,
did.
yeah, and uh-huh, and both me and my brother, we both my brother and I, we tried to speak as much Chinese as possible with the
Wow.
locals. Of course, our Chinese is not perfect, but uh, it's okay to make a mistake. Most people will understand and will, be really, I guess impressed, but also, will encourage you to keep going. And that's, I think, really important.
Right. So it sounds to me like number one, you take the whole Chinese characters of metrics, I guess. Secondly, you have a good support system around you, right? Then you expose
Yeah,
yourself to the environment and you have no fear to speak out. Right. So far here, that's
that's
exam correct?
yeah, that's
真的很厉害
that's
啊，
very
对啊，很厉害，很厉害。
accurate.
那真的yeah, it's really amazed me, especially you are in the environment that there's no Chinese system, right? Literally saying
Yeah,
like the whole
no,
environment. So I wonder, do you even watch Chinese TV?
not really. No, I feel like most of the Chinese practice I get is from MHCS, but for me that's enough. Actually, also my brother is in the grade below me, so we speak among each other. Like for example, my parents, in addition to Russian, they speak Armenian. We do not understand Armenian, so whenever they want to keep something a secret from us, they just speak Armenian among each other. It's the same with my brother and me for Chinese. So
Really?
it yeah, it it helps practice not just at Meishan but also with my younger brother Philip. So
Ah,
that's also
so if one day your parent want to decode your Chinese, maybe they send me some money and try to decode your conversation.
maybe.
Say, Darren, tell me what they're talking about. It seems they sound something bad about me. Right. No, I'm just joking. That's great. So okay, let's talk about your yeah, we congratulations for you to go to the MIT, right? So this is a
Oh,
prestige,
thank you so much.
right? So tell us how you balance your life with the how you like if you want to give advice to
Mhm.
the students about Chinese and how to apply MIT, what's in your mind? What's your advice to the other kids and students?
So for me, first of all, I think the most important piece of advice is that the SAT, ACT, GPA, stuff like that, all the academic stuff, there's a lot of people with like near perfect SAT scores that just get rejected.
Mm,
So that's really, I don't think that's the most important part. So for example, I applied to all my colleges like for a math major because I want to, do math research when I grow up. So I did have like some math research experience and stuff like that, and math volunteering and like math. I was the president at my high school math club and stuff like that, and I think all of that helped. Uh, I think one other like a very important part, especially because towards the end of like year 11th grade, there's a lot of essays, right? The colleges want you to write a million essays. The most important part is finding like another passion that might like be completely different from the major that you're applying for, but you're also very interested in. And for me, that was actually a lot of things. First of all, Chinese school, is very, very helpful for me, I guess. Um, Actually, one of my essays I did write about my experience adapting and stuff like that to Meishan and to learning Chinese. And I feel like the admissions committee recognized that I can adapt to challenges and stuff like that.
mm,
And I think that might have helped. So that is one thing, I guess. But in general, just like make sure to challenge yourself, uh, and yeah, pick activities that interest you, but also that like challenge you. And they might not necessarily align with your major. I mean, of course, you should have some of those activities, but your smaller activities are also very important. So, and they're also really good for writing essays.
got it. So what you're saying is, other than the basic academic success, right? You
Yeah,
also need to pick something you like and focus and write the essays and show your
yeah,
differentiation from other people, right? So it sounds to
yeah,
me, especially you're good in math, and that's the and attract their attention. Say, oh, Anton's unique from anyone else,
yeah,
other applicant, right? So that sounds to
That's
me that's your success factor. Ah,
yeah.
cool.
That's so I mean, for example, like that is sort of my most important one, but that's also you have to try to, diversify a bit and, come up as a more well-rounded applicant because unless you're like top whatever single digits or like top 20 in the country for mathematics at some like international math olympiad, you're not gonna get in like just through math. You have to have like some other interest because you can't write all like the because MIT, I think, asks for like 5 to 10-ish essays, right? You can't write all of them about math. That the admissions committee will just get bored. So you have to, you have to find some other interests and talk to the committee about that as well. And for me, I actually had a lot of it. First of all, my second major one, I guess, after math was Chinese, and then also some of my other activities like playing musical instruments,
What you
and then
do?
like
What
pickleball,
instrument do you
actually,
play?
something. I play cello, and then I mean, a while ago, like a couple years back, I used to play clarinet and saxophone. I mean, I still know how to play, but I just haven't practiced as much. I should probably pick it up again. Yeah.
Nice. And what sport do you practice?
Um. So the so sort of the sport that I've been playing a lot lately is pickleball. It's actually a very fun
Oh,
sport.
yeah, that's very popular.
Very similar actually. Yeah, very similar actually to table tennis. I took when I was a bit younger, I think like sixth grade or something like that. I took a table tennis culture class at Meishan.
Oh,
I guess
yes.
really liked it. Yeah, and then also I've been playing tennis before that. So then when I saw like people playing pickleball, I was like, oh, this sounds fun, and it is. It's like tennis, but you have to have a much faster reaction time and stuff like that. So, uh,
Nice.
and also, yeah, it is a very fun sport to play.
Right. So let's talk about your future. 我们讲一下你的未来，OK? So what's your
Hmm.
plan? Like let's say after the school, do you plan to and how do you want to utilize your Chinese?
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, uh, professionally, I want to become like a math professor, right? And
Mm,
uh, a lot of people when they think of math professor, they think of like so or like math research in general, because a professor, the majority I think of their job is research, and then approximately equal is uh actually teaching. But when people think of a math professor, they think of someone sitting alone in a room doing math, and that's really not how it works. A big part is communicating with other people, and that's not just within your research university wherever I end up, but also other universities. And one thing I've actually been noticing, because I do have a bit of research experience that I started in high school. A lot of the papers are actually from Chinese and Taiwanese universities, or alternatively written by like Chinese speaking mathematicians who immigrated or who were born in the US. Uh, and I feel like that is a great way to communicate with these people, especially because actually another really good opportunity is uh, basically the state of New Jersey offers this thing called the Seal of Biliteracy, and a lot of other states offer it as well. It's a test that you take towards the end of your high school, uh, towards the end of your, I think, third year of high school or something like that. And for example, I took Chinese, I took French, I took Russian, and I passed all these tests, and now I have an official certificate from the state of New Jersey that tells employers that I can speak all those languages. And that is very helpful, in the recruitment process. But also, if someone, looks at your profile and sees, oh, this person is officially certified to be speaking, these couple of languages, that can actually, really help and get you connected with that person, and that can produce much better research.
nice. Yeah. No, I agree with you. Like math it's just a lot of fun. I also have a math major.
Hmm.
I'm computer science and math. So I think like every day you deal with the
Yeah,
math
that's
actually.
interesting.
Yeah, it's a really fun. It just maybe just people like
Uh-huh.
us understand, right? But I'm glad. Yeah. So in
Yeah, yeah.
Asia, the math like Taiwan, Japan, Singapore, they are like the math students, so you
Hmm.
can exchange a lot of
Yeah,
knowledge. Great. OK，然后特别你还会
you
讲
can,
中
yeah.
文，那你可以利用这个机会跟他们交流，真的是很厉害。
Uh-huh.
那你还有什么想跟我们的这个观众 讲的？有没有想你要可以试看讲中文，秀一下你的。
呃
对
，OK，I can like start introduce myself. 所以我16岁，我有一个弟弟，他叫李菲利，我们是最好的朋友，我们很爱其他，我们一起做很多事，我们去玩 pickleball 球，去gym workout，yeah，so 我们一起做很多，我们也有妈妈、爸爸，也有外婆，她住在亚美尼亚，亚美尼亚是一个
，I'm ready, OK，
呃亚洲的国家，我们每个星期六星期天跟他说话谈谈，yeah so it's I guess
非常
that's
好。
some basic you yeah
那
I
你这
can
你已
yeah
经
do
超
some
过 basic. You are already beyond the basic. And by the way, people you hear that he say he's 16 years old and he already speaks so many language and he loves math. And you can see
yeah
we are so I mean personally I'm very impressed his
thank
skill
you
and we happy to have you as your students. Honored to have
yes
Mason as a part of our school. So thank you.
thank you
So
so much
we hope we'll see you at graduation. So you're heading to Boston, right? The this
yeah
after summer. Nice. That's a beautiful city. Yeah,
uh-huh.
you'll love it.
Yeah
All
yeah
right.
thank you so
Okay.
much and I'm also very grateful and very honored to be an MHCS student and I think it's been one of the most amazing experiences of my life and one of the most not just useful but also enjoyable and uh yeah I guess one of the best experiences I've ever had so I want to thank you and everyone who works at MHCS a lot for that
谢谢你。那我们所以各位观众还有各位听众，我们现在就不能再说我们像他中文这么好，那我们都没有在理由，就我也不能再跟我小孩子说，哎，你可以偷懒，你看人家做的学中文讲的多好，对啊，然后那个课业也很好，我们得跟安堂多学习，李安同学多学习，OK OK，谢谢你，OK，那我们有机会再见啦，
OK 再见谢谢
谢谢，再见。
谢谢